Hey guys, welcome to your art project, Pop Art Portraits. Yesterday I had everyone log on to the art blog and look up the video and answer the worksheet, and then you were to write your 8 vocabulary words on the back. To recap, you guys learned about pop artist, specifically Andy Warhol, but also known in the pop art movement that started in the late 1950s and is still going on today. People still create artwork, is Roy Lichtenstein. And you can see how his artwork is very comic book-esque and has nice big areas of flat color. And the Ben-Day dots you can see on the face. You can also see nice black bold outlines that create interesting contrast. Another artist that is worth looking at is Claes Oldenburg, and he used sculpture in his artwork. So he used pop art, but it wasn't a two-dimensional surface. He actually created three-dimensional sculptures. He was heavily influenced by food and other everyday objects like the balloon animal and toilets, actually. And you can find all kinds of things of his artwork on the internet as well. Those were three main players in the pop art movement. The pop art movement was so popular because it used everyday objects that you see every single day, kind of in the mundane day-to-day life, such as Coke bottles or soup cans or a fork or any type of everyday thing. Here's bananas, and turned it into art. This made everyone question exactly what art is and how you can turn anything into art, even things that aren't pretty, like a toilet or a fork. But we're using Marilyn Monroe's or his celebrity portraits as our inspiration for this project. So everybody should have a reference photo, and they should have went to Pixlr and adjusted the brightness and the contrast, the levels, and then added a filter to that image. And when they were all done, they should have saved that image to their student file. Next up, everybody needs to open Photoshop on their computer, and there you are going to create an image very similar to this. As you can see, it's the image that we worked on yesterday, only we have quadrupled it and put one in all four corners of the page. This is very similar to Andy Warhol's celebrity portraits, and you can see that we have the Ben-Day dots from the filter, and we also have the nice bold black outlines and a white surface that we can then add color to. So let's get started on this pop art portrait. Go ahead and open Photoshop and then find your picture that you saved yesterday that we used in Pixlr and open that up, and what you should have is a full image like so of your pop art portrait. Now we're going to select it. You can choose lots of ways to select it that we've already been over, but today I think it would be easiest to use the rectangle marquee tool. Go ahead and select the picture. Then click Edit, Copy. We are going to copy that image to a new document. So we need to find the right size. We need to change it to inches, and we are going to copy and paste it to an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper, and we can stick with 200 resolution. That's a pretty good one. And click Create. Now we have our blank document. Hit Edit, Paste. There is our portrait, but we have to resize it, and we're going to paste more in. So in order to do that, you need to hit Control-T, and that will give you the free transformation tool, and you can move and drop it where it needs to go. Let's keep it right there. The grid line should pop up, and now we need to do it again. So we double click to get out of that, hit Edit, Paste, and each time we paste, look here, each paste should be a new layer. This one also needs a little bit of resizing, so hit Control T and drag. Double click to get out of that, hit Edit Paste again. You can use the Move tool to get it situated. It's small, so hit Control T. Resize. See those purple guidelines? Those are our friend. And then Edit Paste. Feel free to use the shortcut keys if you know them, like Control V. Move that into place, Control T. And there we go. Now I find it helpful to label our layers. So you need to click on the word. And this one is the bottom right. See? And this one is the bottom left. This way we don't get confused. And see this eyeball, the toggle between the eyeballs shows you where that layer is. This is top right. And now we have top left. At this point in time, I would like for everyone to click File and Save. We need to make sure we save it as a Photoshop file, and you're going to name it Pop Art Portrait. You can click OK. And now we have a black and white pop art portrait that we can use later when we're in the classroom. Now click File and Print, and I want you to print a version of this in the computer lab. Now, after that's all complete, we are going to add some color to our Photoshop image. And to do so, you will click off all the eyeballs except for the one that you are going to work on. And you can go ahead and hit Control-Alt and zoom in. Spacebar will give you that little hand and you can move. And we're going to add some color, just like Andy Warhol. He used bright, flat areas of color in a broad range of bright colors. So let's get started. In order to pick out a color, you need to click the color swatch. And here you can move and click to find a broad range of colors. The choice is yours to make. For the background, I think I'll pick a nice bright blue color. And next, you need to click New Layer. Now this is where our color is going to be. This new layer that's blank will have to have a color selection, not normal, we need it on multiply. Now we select our paintbrush and we can simply paint very carefully where you want that color to be. And when doing this, you can pick a wide range of brushes by using your drop-down menu. It can be a chalk brush, it could be a straight brush, a foggy brush. You can adjust your size. It could be very small or it could be very large, depending on what area you're coloring in. You can also zoom in to really get some tight spots. And you guys are going to add all kinds of color to each individual area. Oops. And it's okay if you get out of the lines there because that other picture will cover that. I might have zoomed in a little too close. So I'm just filling that in. we can use the eraser tool right here, and we can adjust the size just like a paintbrush and erase any mistakes. But I really don't think that will be a problem because that other picture will cover that surface area. So you're going to do this all over. You're going to pick out a hair color, a background color, a face color. Peach might be a little tricky to find. I think you'd want to go in the orange range and find a monochromatic tone, a dull version, not a high saturation version for the skin tone. And again, we're just on that blank layer that we have, and you can just use the brush and paint over. If you don't like it, go back in history or hit edit undo. You can always go back and find a new color. That was a little too dull, I think. Too tan, maybe. Maybe a little something brighter. Ooh, too bright. It's not terrible. It's a little yellow, but we'll use it. You can go in and color that area with the brush. And notice you don't have to worry about those black layers. They just disappear since we changed the layer mode to darken. So you can just get really close to those layers that are black, or those color areas that are black. We have some shoulder over here. And then, let's see, what color do I want her hair? I think purple. Why not? Let's go crazy. Color that in. And each one can be different. This is just one. You could do one normal, you could do one crazy, you could have each of your pictures be different and unique. And again, you can change your brush size as needed. And you can zoom in and out as needed. Alright, what color are we going to do the lips? Orange? Maybe? No, let's go bright red. Need a smaller brush for the lips. So I'm going to click on that drop down menu. And I'll make those nice and small. We can do the eyes. There's a little bit of color in the eyes. Mine turned out a little black. You might have some area to play there. I'm gonna draw just a little bit around that so it looks a little green. There we go. We can zoom back out and you can see here the portrait. I want to add a little more purple up here. Looks a little off to me. That's better. And I have my first one done. If I zoom back out, you can also hit Control-0 and that will hit it full screen on your page. Continue adding color on all 4 images by creating that new layer and using your brush tool. And when you're all finished, you'll have a lovely portrait. Good luck, guys!